Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So, been a couple of days or whatever since I made a video or whatever, and I was just really thinking about something, right? And tomorrow is Christmas or whatever, and I was a little down in the dumps, and I was just sitting back and I was just thinking, that the holidays aren't the same anymore for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I was just really feeling really heavy, right? And while feeling this, something came over me and it was just like, you know what? Words have power. And although I have the right to feel how I want to feel, but words have power. And I think this is where a lot of us mess up. We say things to ourselves or we say things about things. And when you're not careful, it becomes a thing. Like you can keep speaking something for so long that it becomes a thing, right? So as I was sitting here and I was just thinking like, man, I'm really feeling down and this, that, and other. It just came to me. It said, no. You got to put a period to the end of that statement. So instead of saying I feel so down and this, that, and other, I said to myself, I'm not feeling in the Christmas mood right now. And that's powerful because a lot of times you take, let me use this as an example. A lot of times you can say that you're lonely, right? You can just be like, man, I'm so lonely. I'm alone. Nobody cares for me. I'm alone. And you say this stuff over and over and over and over and over, right? Then someone comes into your life and they're the perfect match for you. But because you have been saying that you're lonely so long, that even though this person is perfect for you, you still feel alone. And I think that what we have to start doing is understanding that words and statements have power. You can sit back and you can say, man, nothing in my life ever turns out right. And you keep rehearsing this and you keep rehearsing this, right? So guess what happens? You invite all of this stuff to come into your life. So when I say you have to put a period in on stuff and you have to say a right statement, you could be going through a rough patch in your life, right? But what you must start saying is, man, in this moment, it seems like things aren't going my way. Because that has a different meaning than, man, everything I do always falls apart. And I'm saying that because, there's a lot of people out there, probably like myself, that feels a certain way when it comes to holidays. You lost people that brought the joy out in those holidays. And that's okay because we're human. But you can't stay there. You can't stay there. It's kind of like, when you wake up in the morning, and every time you wake up in the morning, you always like, oh my goodness, I feel like I can't never get no sleep. Oh my gosh, this, that, and other, right? And you say it repetitiously, then guess what happens? Every day you wake up, you feel the same thing because you have spoken it to yourself. I'm hoping that in 2026, things change because things change. I'm hoping that someone out there change their self-talk. Switch it up. I'm hoping that someone out there is saying, this is going to be my season for X, Y, and Z. And then when stuff starts happening that, kind of deterring you off, you watch what you say. Because this is what I found out about this past year. I was in a situation that's finally coming to an end, right? Finally coming to an end. And going through this situation, I was so upset. I was saying stuff like, man, why is this, I'm saying, this, that, and the other, right? And it felt like I just, I was just speaking stuff into existence. And then one day I was just like, you know what? When you think something isn't working out, you think that God don't hear you, right? Like you're thinking, God, I've been praying this, that, and the other, right? Let me tell you how God works sometimes. When you can't see it, that's oftentimes when he's working. And a lot of times you haven't got what you thought that you wanted because of who you associated with. You see, sometimes God knows that whoever is in your circle, whoever you're, attached to, isn't for you. So if God answered your prayers, essentially, who's ever attached to you is going to benefit in that blessing. So sometimes you think that delay is a denial. No, God is moving the chess pieces, right? He's like, okay, I need for him or her to understand that their circle is not for them. So I'm delaying what I have on this other side for them until they get rid of who's around them. And this is where the problem comes in, because you start losing friends and you start chasing them, trying to pull them back. You in relationships this person has showed you every chance that they got that they not for you, and you're still holding on, right? And because you're holding on, God can't release what he has for you. Now, here you are saying, man, God just don't hear me. God don't hear my prayers, this, that, and other. No, it's not that he don't hear you. He needs for you to move. So I'm not going to make this long, and this is late, later than I normally do it. But it was just a lot of stuff that was going on in my head, and I'm blessed. I am blessed, and I am highly favored. And I am not ashamed to say it. You see, there was once a time in my life that I was bashful for saying, oh man, God is doing so much for me, because I was so concerned about what people thought about me saying that. You see, sometimes I get on here and I say, man, God has been good. And all of the naysayers behind me, like, oh, he always this, that, and other, blah, 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 this, that, and other, right? But what I have learned is when God is blessing you, he loves that you tell the world. Because isn't it crazy how a friend will loan you $30, $100, $200, whatever it is, and you'll go on all social media and you'll be like, man, thank you for looking out for me, this, that, and other. But when God does something for you, crickets. So I'm at the point in my life right now is that when God blesses me, y'all gonna know it. I'm gonna say it. Because when I say God blesses me, what I hope is somebody out there is like, if he did it for him, I know he can do it for me. So as we go into Christmas tomorrow, for people that celebrate Christmas, this, that, and the other, this is what I want y'all to do. I want you to really take time out and give thanks for how God has blessed you. And if you are in a situation that you're constantly telling yourself about all the bad things, guess what? More bad things are going to come, because that's where you're directing your life. This ain't no genie in a bottle type of stuff, right? You got to do your part too. You can't sit back and think that God is just going to bless you because you think or you say, God don't play about me. Listen, you got to do the work too. And a lot of times that work is hard. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? You can be in a situation where you know that you can beat someone, whether that's physically, whether that's whatever, right? But you winning that, you lose your position. So you have to say, you know what? You got that. I'm cool. You got that. I'm cool. Because you see the bigger picture. And if there's something that you've been praying for, right? And it just seems like it's been 6 months, it's been a year, this, that, and the other, right? Don't think God ain't in the blessing business. You got to look around you. What is it that you're not doing? You've been asking for, that raise and this, that, and other, or you've been asking for that promotion and you keep getting passed over. But you know why you keep getting passed over? Because God has a better job for you. But you are so focused on why you didn't get that promotion and you blaming God, man, see, this is why this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And God's sitting up there saying, if you just have faith in me, you will understand that I got this other job lined up for you. So anyways, man, I didn't want to make this long or whatever, but that was just something in my mind. You have to put a period on statements. I don't feel well today. Because if you don't put that period on it and man, I don't feel good. I just, man, oh man, man, I'm just that and other, right? And you don't put a period, what you're doing is you're inviting all of this stuff into your space. Put a period on it. Today was a bad day. Today, not my life is messed up. In this moment, it was messed up. Period. Because that period doesn't become that run-on sentence and all of this other stuff is going on. So anyways, I hope y'all have a blessed rest of the night.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.